Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located. Thank you all so much for joining Amtrak Vacations as today we feature the top 3 train routes in the United States featuring the Empire Builder, the California Zephyr, and the Coast Starlight. First and foremost, let me just take a minute to introduce myself to everybody, but I just wanted to say thank you all so much for joining myself and Amtrak Vacations. I will be your presenter here today to talk about these 3 amazing trains that we have available in some great packages that you want to take advantage of. Also, as you can see in the top left-hand corner at the end of today's presentation, everyone, I will be giving away a $100 Amtrak Vacations gift card to one lucky person. So stay tuned, everybody, to see if you are today's lucky winner. Also, as many of you may have seen, we are running an amazing flash sale that started this morning, everyone, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be announcing the flash sale at the end of today's presentation. And everyone, I got to tell you, I have been here almost 5 years. I have never seen a special like the one that we have today, which only lasts for 1 week. So stay tuned to hear more about this amazing sale that we have in store for you. I also want to encourage all of you, if you have a pen and paper, please feel free to write down our 1-800 number. Our phones are ringing off the hook, and certainly there's so much to see and do. So with that in mind, let's begin today's presentation. So first and foremost, everyone, why Amtrak Vacations? You know, a few years ago, we reached out to many of our travelers really worldwide and asked them why they traveled with us. And one of the top reasons, and hopefully for many of you here today, it is a bucket list experience to be able to travel by rail, have your hotels, meals, sightseeing tours all taken care of. Well, that's what we can do for you, and that's one of the biggest reasons. There's so much to see, as you all know, right here in our own country. As more and more Americans and Canadians are staying local, why not see all that the beauty of North America has to offer? Also, room to roam, another popular reason that was given to us. We want you to get up, everyone, walk around, stretch your legs, go to the observation car, go to the dining car. You can do that on board Amtrak. Also, know that it's less hassle, all right? You can arrive to the airport as close into departure as 30 to 45 minutes and still be able to board on your train and head out to your exciting destination. The next point is city-to-city service. A train station such as Penn Station in New York City, location. When you arrive or depart from Penn Station, everyone in New York City, you are within blocks of Broadway. You are within blocks of Times Square. Well, the same applies to some of our beautiful national parks, such as Glacier National Park. The train station is approximately 204 steps away from Glacier Park Lodge. The next point, satisfy your hunger. Who here wants to tell me, when you upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom, what do you get included at no additional charge? There's a question box, everyone, on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Who here wants to type in, what do you get included at no extra charge when you upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom? That's right, everyone. Meals, food. That is a big highlight, everyone. So keep that in mind. And you'll see our flash sale revolves around that special opportunity as well, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. So keep that in mind. Food is fresh, made to order. There's a private chef on board all the overnight long-distance trains, so that is a big highlight. And last but not least, everyone, flexibility. We have daily departures and in some cases, multiple departures daily, certainly throughout some of the major cities. Now, today's presentation, everyone, is being recorded, so definitely feel free to listen to it. Again, share it with your friends, family. We have over 2,000 people in attendance for today's presentation, which is amazing. So anyway, just want to mention that. So where does Amtrak travel to? You know, I always love showing this map at the beginning of all of my presentations. You know, last year alone, everyone, over 32 million people traveled on board Amtrak, over 32 million people. If Amtrak was an airline, it would actually be the 5th largest airline in the United States. Interestingly enough, Amtrak travels to 46 out of the 48 states within the continental United States, with the exception of South Dakota and Wyoming. And if you look at the beautiful map, you can see all the great routes throughout the United States, of course, including the three most popular that I'm going to feature today, as well as if you look above the border of the U.S. to our friendly neighbors in Canada, did you know you can actually cross the border into the great Canadian cities of Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, where then you could continue on your journey on the National Train of Canada known as Via Rail. And we can book it all for you right here, or certainly you could contact your local travel agent who can help you with these great, great packages. I did want to mention, for those of you joining us, wherever you are located, did you know there's over 500 Amtrak stations that you can start and or end your trip, which is great. Or you have the option to fly if you choose. You could book your own flights, or again, your local travel agent can help you with those arrangements as well as the entire package. Now, once you are on board the train, everyone, I always love showing some fun slides. There are no middle seat on board Amtrak, and I love this picture. I'm sure many of us, including myself, we've been in this situation, right? Kind of wedged in a middle seat on many of the airplanes. But when you're on board Amtrak, everyone, there's 2 extra large seats on one side, 2 extra large seats on the other. There are no middle seats on board Amtrak. There's also no long TSA lines at any of the Amtrak stations, which is why many of you can arrive as close into departure as 30 to 45 minutes and still be able to board on your train heading out to your amazing destination. There's also no need to spend your days sitting in traffic. You know, we have a slogan here at Amtrak Vacations, and that is, why not take the road less traveled? Well, you could do that with Amtrak Vacations. There's also no need for any of you to be confined to your bus seat, to your motor coach seat, right? Again, as I mentioned earlier, we want you to get up, walk around, stretch your legs, just enjoy all that the train has to offer. And last but not least, everyone, we all know what the view looks like from a plane, as you can see on the left-hand side. Why not experience what it looks like from a train? And I'll tell you this, there's a reason these are our top 3 most popular train routes in the United States. So stay tuned as I feature some of our most popular packages. Now, here at Amtrak Vacations, we have many different travel styles. Our most popular travel style is what we refer to as our independent journeys. And folks, these are great. These are anywhere from 5, 7, 10, up to 12 and 14 days in length. Daily departures, multiple cities, multiple destinations, okay? Just fantastic. We also have family adventures. So for those of you looking to travel with your children or your grandchildren, consider some of these great sites around the U.S., whether it's even traveling to places like Washington, D.C. or out to the beautiful Grand Canyon. We have rail and sail packages out to Alaska, which you could easily combine with the Empire Builder or even the Coast Starlight, right? And travel up to the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We have 3, 4, and 5-day rail getaways from any of the Amtrak stations in the United States. Why not get away for a nice weekend? We have national parks, of course, right? And last but not least, we have customized rail vacations. So today, everybody, every trip that I highlight here today, I want you to know any of these can be customized to fit your travel needs. So they can be as long or as short as you would like. They can be included as much or as little as you would like. So we find the right package at the right price for what you're looking for. So one thing I want to mention before we move right into our exciting 3 train routes in the United States and the great packages we have to offer. How do you book these, everyone? Again, our phones are ringing off the hook, especially with this new flash sale that has just come out, which again, I'm going to tell you about in just a little bit. You can give us a call. That number is listed right on the left-hand side. Certainly visit us on our website, and that's Amtrak Vacations, all one word, amtrakvacations.com, or you can book through your local travel agent as well. And again, they can also book flights for you if you choose to fly to and or from the starting and ending city. Now, as I mentioned today, it's about not 1, not 2, but 3 amazing train experiences. The first train is what's known as the Empire Builder. This is the train, everyone, that goes from Chicago to Seattle. And I have to say, I just had the pleasure of traveling on this train just about 2 weeks ago. It is fantastic, and certainly you are in store for some great scenery. The next train is what's known as the California Zephyr. I had the pleasure of traveling on this trip about a year ago. This is the train that goes from Chicago out to the San Francisco area, actually what's known as Emeryville, suburb right outside San Francisco, but it pretty much slices right through the middle of the U.S. out to the West Coast. And certainly last but not least, and speaking of the West Coast, is the train known as the Coast Starlight. This is the train that goes from Seattle down to Los Angeles, and it is amazing. So keep that in mind. Now, what's a package that includes all three of these amazing train experiences? Right here, everybody. This has been one of our absolute most popular packages we have ever come out with as a company, and it provides all three of these amazing train experiences in one package. Now, if you take a look at the map, everyone, as you can see, it is round trip from Chicago, okay? So you leave from Chicago, you have 2 nights on board the Empire Builder, on your way to Seattle for an evening, where you spend a night. Then from there, you travel south on the train known as the Coast Starlight, down to San Francisco, where you spend 2 nights, and then it's overnighting for 2 nights back to Chicago on the California Zephyr. So let's kind of walk you through this trip. As I mentioned, it starts at Chicago, but the first city that you get a chance to overnight in is Seattle. We do include a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour, so keep that in mind. We also spend 2 nights in San Francisco, as I mentioned, okay? And then before you know it, it's back to Chicago. Now, for those of you that are wondering, okay, well, how do I get to Chicago? You have 2 options. You can either start from your local Amtrak station, everyone, okay, and we can add that rail component from your local Amtrak station where you can travel to and from Chicago, or again, as I mentioned, you can fly. You can book your own flights, or certainly a local travel agent can help you with those arrangements. But look at this price, everyone. $13.99 for 9 days. Now, the only items not included in any of these prices that you see, everyone, is how you get to and or from the starting and ending city, as well as the cost of upgrading to either a roomette or a bedroom, which would be part of our sleeper category. So keep that in mind. And to upgrade to a roomette, very affordable, very, very affordable. And remember, when you're in a sleeper, you get all your meals included during the overnight journey. So stay tuned to hear more about that. Now, for those of you that want to experience these same 3 amazing trains, again, all in one package, why not consider our Grand National Parks with Yellowstone, Yosemite, and Glacier? Not only do you have these 3 amazing train experiences in one package, everyone, but you also get 3 amazing national parks as well. So let's walk through this package. The first national park you get a chance to see is Yellowstone National Park. Now, when we travel to Yellowstone, just so everyone knows, that's actually by motor coach from Salt Lake City, okay? There is a motor coach sightseeing tour that we take you up to Yellowstone, and the reason why is there is no train that physically goes into Yellowstone, but it's about a 5 to 6 hour sightseeing tour from Salt Lake City up to Yellowstone, where then you get a chance to spend 2 nights. You will be treated for a full sightseeing tour of the lower loop with a local tour guide as well. And after spending time in Yellowstone, we then travel out west to San Francisco before having a full day guided sightseeing tour of Yosemite, and that's a full day tour. Now, as I mentioned, this trip also includes Glacier National Park, and there I am, folks. As I mentioned, I just came back about 2 weeks ago. This national park is fantastic. The mountains are just monstrous, absolutely amazing. Now, if you look at the picture in the top left-hand corner, that is known as the Big Sky Circle Tour. That is a Red Jammer bus tour, and we had a lot of fun, almost like an old-fashioned type of automobile that takes you in and around the park. It's a full-day guided sightseeing tour with the local guide. The roof opens up so you can be able to get fresh air coming in right from the automobile itself. There's also another tour that we offer called Sun Tours, and this is a real treat in itself. These are typically conducted by some of the Native Americans located in the area of Montana. So again, you get to decide which version, which style tour is more appealing to you, but it is a lot of fun. This trip itself, everyone, 15 days, 14 nights, starting as low as $34.49. And again, pricing on all these packages is based on coach seating with the option to upgrade to a roomette or a bedroom. Again, you get to decide. Now, for those of you that want to focus on one particular train itself and one particular route, well, let me kind of walk you through some of those exciting packages that we have, starting with the Empire Builder. As I mentioned in the previous two packages, that includes all three of these top most popular train routes. But for those of you that are interested in maybe one route in particular or one train, I will walk you through each of these right now. So the first one we're going to start out with is our Glacier National Park Express. This is the exact trip, everyone, that I just came back from 2 weeks ago. As you can see, if you look at the map, you spend 2 nights in the great city of Chicago. And by the way, you get to choose what style hotels you would like to stay at. We use anywhere from 3, 4, up to 5-star properties in all the locations throughout the United States. So as an example, in Chicago, we use a Holiday Inn. So for those of you that want a nice property at a good price, good location, we have a Holiday Inn. Nice and convenient location. We also have a Westin Hotel, which actually I just stayed at. That's located right on Michigan Avenue, filled with all shops and restaurants and stores. We have the Palmer House Hilton Hotel, which is magnificent. Definitely a 4.5 to 5-star property. Again, you get to decide based on your budget and your style accommodations. From there, you then travel overnight on board the Empire Builder. And again, pricing on all these trips is based in coach with the option to upgrade to a roomette or a bedroom. Now, typically you leave in the mid to late afternoon, right from Union Station in Chicago. So if you're in a roomette or a bedroom, you'll have dinner included that first evening, you'll have breakfast included the next morning, lunch included, and then you arrive right before dinner time at Glacier National Park, where you spend 3 nights at Glacier Park Lodge. From there, we then overnight out to Seattle for the last 2 nights of this trip. Now, some of you may even want to extend this trip if you choose and maybe head up north, maybe go on an Alaska cruise, or even head south down to the beautiful Portland area, San Francisco. Again, any of these trips can be customized to be as long or as short as you would like. So let me kind of walk you through the different cities that are featured in destinations on these trips. As I mentioned, it starts in the great city of Chicago. Chicago is fantastic. For those of you that have never had a chance to go there, or if you've been there, I'm sure you'll agree, we do include a sightseeing architecture cruise of the Chicago Harbor, as you can see on the right-hand side. Whether you're a sports fan or not, you have to see Wrigley Field. Just take a visit to it, maybe even catch a ball game on your own if you'd like to see the Chicago Cubs. One thing I highly recommend, everyone, deep dish pizza, right? Absolutely delicious. Now, it's early in the morning, everyone. I'm drooling a little as I'm thinking of the deep dish pizza. Lou Malnati's Pizza, Giordano's. Some of you may have been to these places. These are iconic restaurants in the area, but they are known for their deep dish pizza. They're known for their Chicago-style hot dogs. You know, I'm sure many of you are similar to myself. I love experiencing the local cuisine in the different areas of the U.S., let alone the world, and I'm sure many of you would enjoy it as well. Now, when I talked earlier about location, as far as train station, folks, this is the train station at Glacier National Park. It does not get to be a better location than right here. We got off the train, everyone. There's a van waiting, so if people need help with their luggage and want to transfer to the lodge, it's approximately 204 steps away. You get to decide. Some of us walked because it was just a short little walk. Others hopped in the van and they brought us right to Glacier Park Lodge. And I do want to mention on many of our national parks packages, everyone, we can get space inside the lodges most of the time, and that's hard to get, everyone. So not only do you get the amazing train experiences, but you also get the amazing opportunity to stay inside some of these beautiful national parks. And take a look, everyone. This was absolutely fantastic. Now, one thing to keep in mind for those of you that are not only interested in the Empire Builder and all that the train has to offer, which is just fantastic, but in particular interested in Glacier National Park, this park itself, everyone, only operates from the end of May through the middle of September. It's a very short season. Now, here's the good news, everyone. We already have dates and rates and prices available right now for 2018. So again, give us a call, contact your local travel agent to book any of these exciting packages. And as I mentioned, this trip ends in one of my favorite cities, Seattle. As you can see, you have the Space Needle in the background. We actually do include admission to the Seattle Space Needle as well as a visit to the Chihuly Garden and Glass Museum. We have a multi-day sightseeing hop-on, hop-off city tour. And I'll tell you, everyone, this is a lot of fun. I just did this. It's actually on a trolley, all right? And that's a lot of fun, you know? We try to do different things like that in different cities, whether it's a trolley, a double-decker bus tour, right? You know, different types of ways to experience the city. This trip itself, everyone, starting as low as $22.99 per person. And as I mentioned, unlike the previous two packages that are start and end in Chicago, this starts in Chicago and it ends in Seattle. So again, you get to decide, everyone, how you want to get to Chicago and how you want to get home from Seattle. And we can absolutely help you with those arrangements, as well as your local travel agent, especially if you prefer to fly in and out of each city as well. Now, for those of you interested in the Empire Builder, as well as Glacier National Park, but you want to keep the price a little more affordable and you're looking more for just a nice little getaway trip, well then you may want to consider our Glacier National Park getaway. This one happens to be round trip from Chicago. However, we do have packages to Glacier also on the Empire Builder that are round trip from Seattle. Okay, both anywhere from 5, 6, 7 days in length, very affordable. So keep this package in mind. And again, those are our most popular packages for those of you interested in the Empire Builder. And by the way, I am going to show some pictures of the trains in the inside a little later in today's presentation as well, so stay tuned. Now, for those of you interested in the California Zephyr, as I mentioned, I had the pleasure of traveling on this train about a year ago, and everyone, this is fantastic. Just like Empire Builder, it also leaves in the mid to late afternoon when you're heading out west from Chicago. But this is amazing because in many cases it curves around the mountains, as you can see here, and in some cases, many cases, it literally slices into the mountains. That was the thing that was so amazing to me when I went on this trip, right into the beautiful Rocky Mountains in the beautiful state of Colorado. Absolutely fantastic. So if we look at one of our most popular packages, this is our America's National Parks. This starts in Denver, ends in Salt Lake City. Now, this is on the California Zephyr. This also heads to Yellowstone for 2 nights. So let me kind of walk you through this package. Now, as I mentioned, it starts in the great city of Denver. So again, how you get to Denver is totally how you would like to. We can help you with that, or your local travel agent. Again, you can start from any of the 500 local Amtrak stations, the one closest to you, and travel out to Denver and then travel back home to your local train station. You could travel one way by train and fly back home, or you could fly into Denver and then fly out of Salt Lake City. You get to decide, but it is fantastic. Now, Denver, known as the Mile High City, so much to see and do. The other great city we visit is, of course, Salt Lake City. And what's nice about this, as I mentioned earlier, we include round-trip transfers from Salt Lake City up to West Yellowstone because, again, the train does not physically go north into Yellowstone. However, you're so close, you have to see it as well as experience the California Zephyr. So we include 2 nights in each of these great locations. So keep this package in mind, everyone. 9 days, 8 nights, just a fantastic, fantastic tour. Now, for those of you that want to experience the California Zephyr, but you'd like to continue your journey even more west out to San Francisco, you may want to consider our Peaks to the Pacific tour. This is 2 nights in Denver, 2 in Salt Lake City, 2 in Yellowstone, and then the last 2 nights in San Francisco. And as I mentioned, again, starting in the great city of Denver, where you'll have a chance to spend some time. And again, for those of you that are sports fan, very big fans of their Broncos football team, of course, Yellowstone. And one thing I wanted to mention, not only Yellowstone, but all the national parks that you get a chance to visit, whether you're on the California Zephyr, whether you're on the Empire Builder, or certainly the Coast Starlight, these are full-day guided tours. So typically what will happen is you'll be met by your local tour guide. The van or the bus itself will pick you up right at your hotel or lodge, or certainly right nearby and it's a full day tour. You'll get a chance to meet some other great folks also joining you for the day, and that's how our full day guided tours work in the national parks. And these are typically conducted by local tour guides who will be your driver and tour guide. They in essence do dual roles, which is great. This trip itself, 10 days, 9 nights. Again, great price, great package. Keep this one in mind. And again, these are 2 exciting packages for those of you who want to experience the California Zephyr. And really, this next picture is more of a reminder, everyone. Did you know with Amtrak Vacations you can customize any rail package to fit your vacation needs? So again, you can start any of these trips right from your local Amtrak station and also end at your local Amtrak station. You can make it round trip. So for those of you who don't like to fly or don't want to fly, no worries at all. You can travel to and from any of these exciting train routes in the United States right from your local Amtrak station, or again, you can make them as long or as short as you would like and include as much or as little as you would like. Now, the last train that I want to highlight before we talk about the seating and sleeping accommodations is the beautiful Coast Starlight. And as I mentioned, this is the train that operates from Seattle down to Los Angeles. Now, 2 of our most popular packages that we have, the first one is what's known as our Pacific Northwest package. 2 nights in San Francisco before overnighting on board the Coast Starlight up to Portland for 2 nights before ending in Seattle for the last 2 nights of this trip. Now, again, just a reminder, all the pricing that you see is based in coach seating. So when you go from San Francisco to Portland, pricing is based in coach seating. However, you have the option, which we highly encourage all of you, as I'm sure your local travel agent would as well, to consider upgrading to either a roomette or a bedroom, because again, not only do you get your own private accommodations on board the train, you get all your meals included as well. So again, keep that in mind. From San Francisco to Portland, all your meals would be included. So let's kind of walk you through this trip. As I mentioned, we start out in the great city of San Francisco. This city for me has always been very special. It's actually where I had my first 2 nights of my honeymoon many years ago in this great city. Great Italian cuisine, great seafood. We have a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour of San Francisco. We visit Muir Woods in the Sausalito Valley and the tour that we include. I remember when I was there for my honeymoon, everyone, we went to a restaurant. Everything was completely made of garlic. I'm trying to think, it was crab. It was known for seafood, crab, and believe it or not, the ice cream was even made of garlic, which I think we may have passed on. Before you know it, it's up to Portland. Now, Portland, everyone, I'll tell you, is a real up-and-coming city. So if you haven't been to Portland, again, you get the best of both because you're traveling on the Coast Starlight. Again, one of the top 3 train routes in the United States. But then you get a chance to spend time in these great cities, okay? So again, keep that in mind. And last but not least, Seattle. Here we have the Public Market Center. This is a lot of fun. Now, some of you may have been to Seattle before. This market is known for the men and women who toss the large fish. Some of you may have experienced that yourself inside the public market. It's a big to-do. It's a lot of fun, and these fish are huge, and they're literally throwing them over people's heads to the station itself, and it's a lot of fun. So keep that in mind. And in fact, here's some pictures from my recent trip, as I mentioned, traveling on the Empire Builder, which also included Seattle, which you could do, of course, on the Coast Starlight, as you see here. The top left-hand corner, that was myself with some of our employees at a great rooftop bar overlooking the waterfront area. The bottom left-hand corner, it was such a vibrant area. Tons of people. They had vendors outside, music. Again, the men and women throwing the fish to one another. By the way, the first Starbucks that ever opened up back in 1971 is located right here at the Public Market Center. And there was a long line out the door, just everyone taking photos and pictures. The top right-hand corner, that's a picture of the Chihuly Garden and Glass Museum. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, that was actually a picture I took from inside the Seattle Space Needle at the very top. Absolutely spectacular, overlooking the entire city itself. This trip itself, 8 days, 7 nights, everyone starting as low as $14.99. And again, consider upgrading to a roomette or a bedroom when you travel from San Francisco to Portland. All right, again, you'll get all your meals included during that overnight journey, as well as lots of other great uh, abilities as well on board the train. Now, last but not least, in regards to the Coast Starlight, is our California coast. Now, the Coast Starlight itself will be from San Francisco down through Paso Robles, Los Angeles, and then from Los Angeles to San Diego. This is on the train known as the Surfliner. But because the majority of this is on the Coast Starlight, and it's considered to always be one of our most popular packages, including the Coast Starlight, I wanted to feature this trip. By the way, here we have a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. Did you know it actually takes 4 years to repaint this bridge from one start of the bridge to the other side? Every 4 years it takes to go from one side to the next. Known as City by the Bay. Again, great seafood, as I talked about. We have a hop-on, hop-off tour, as well as dinner included at a local restaurant. Now, from there, when you travel south from San Francisco down to Los Angeles, home of Hollywood, home of Beverly Hills, we do include a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour. So this tour will take you throughout the different areas, and that's what I love about these trips, everyone. You're getting the best of everything, because first and foremost, you're experiencing 3 of our most popular train routes, depending if you want to see them all in one package or certain train routes. But then you also experience some of the amazing sights and cities along the way as well. And as I mentioned, from Los Angeles to San Diego, this is on the Surfliner, but it's such an amazing, quick little train ride. Literally nestles the Pacific Ocean. I mean, literally, you look out one side of your train, you're traveling right next to the beautiful Pacific Ocean. This trip itself, fantastic. Now, as I promised, let's take a look at the onboard accommodations. And before we do, I did want to mention some exciting news for all of you. Did you know when you travel on board Amtrak with Amtrak Vacations, you're allowed 2 pieces of luggage, up to 50 pounds each, and 2 carry-on bags, and it's all free of charge, okay? 2 pieces of luggage per person, up to 50 pounds each, and 2 carry-on bags, free of charge, everyone. The last time I checked, most airlines, there are charges to bring luggage. When you travel on board Amtrak, it is free of charge, so keep that in mind. Okay, the first picture I want to show everyone, I'm going to leave it up just for a minute, is what our standard coach accommodations looks like. So one thing I wanted to mention to everyone, rest assured, even when you're traveling on coach, okay, which is the main seating on board Amtrak, take a look at the legroom, everyone. Look at the amount of legroom that you have. Many of us would have to pay a premium to have this type of legroom on some of the major airlines. This is our standard coach accommodations. And as I mentioned at the beginning of today's presentation, there are no middle seats, right? 2 extra large seats on one side, 2 extra large seats on the other. Also, wireless is available free of charge throughout some of the major cities. When you're in some of the national parks, sometimes it comes in and out, so it just depends. But when you're traveling throughout some of the major cities in the U.S., whether it's New York, D.C., Chicago, New Orleans, San Francisco, wireless is available and free of charge. However, today we're talking about Empire Builder, we're talking about Coast Starlight, we're talking about the California Zephyr. All of those train routes do include overnight portions on board the train. And everyone, I can't say it enough, definitely consider to upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom. Okay, so let me tell you about the difference of each. Now, roomettes for us, just so everyone knows, are by far our most popular category of any sleeping accommodation that we have on board the train. Absolutely our most popular. It's also the most affordable. Now, if you look at this picture, everyone, as you can see, it fits 2 people. What you're looking at is the lower bunk bed. During the day, everyone, it opens up and folds into 2 chairs that face each other. That's what you're looking at right here. There's a table that can fold down. You can play cards, maybe watch a movie on your own iPad, read a book, or certainly enjoy the beautiful sights along the way right from the comfort of your own room. Above the window is actually the upper bunk that folds down, all right? You have a private attendant on board as well, and he or she is there to help with any reservations for breakfast, lunch, and dinner that you would like to make. You actually get first choice as to what time you would like to dine. Also, they're there to help, put your bed together in the evening, help answer any questions you may have. Now, the one thing to keep in mind with roomettes, whether it's on the Empire Builder, the Coast Starlight, or the California Zephyr, there are no toilets or showers inside of the room. Again, just a reminder, in a roomette, there are no toilets or showers inside of the room. However, remember, it's our most popular category. Why? Because right down the hall from your roomette, there's typically 4 toilets and 2 showers that is only accessible for other people like yourself who are in roomettes or bedrooms, okay? So keep that in mind. However, you know yourselves the best. If you absolutely want your own private toilet and shower inside your room, no worries, we have you covered. That is what we refer to as our bedroom. Bedrooms typically fit 2 adults, 1 small child, but they do have its own private toilet and shower inside of the room. So keep that in mind as well. One thing I will also mention, we have handicap accessible rooms available. Some of the people that you'll meet. You know, as I mentioned, I just came back on the Empire Builder, traveling out to the beautiful Glacier National Park in Chicago and Seattle. And as I was on the trip, every meal I had, whether it was breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I had the chance to sit with different folks on board the train. You know, and I was sitting next to this one lady, and she had such a great point. She said, you know, whenever you fly, you might say your hellos, have just a few little brief conversations, and that's pretty much it, right? Because a lot of the flying, they're quick, they're short. Well, when you travel by train, this is an opportunity to also, you know, hear about other people's stories, find out where they're traveling, what brought them on this trip. I met folks from Belgium, London, Canada, Texas, California, Florida, New York. They were from everywhere, and I had the chance to do that at every single meal. All right, so it's such a great highlight. And speaking of meals, everyone, let's talk about the dining on board the train. Let's talk about the cuisine on board the train. As I mentioned at the beginning, everyone, when you upgrade to either a roomette or a bedroom, all of your meals are included at no additional charge, everyone. This is a great advantage. This is a great highlight, so keep that in mind. By the way, it's order off the menu as well. So as an example, in the mornings when I was just on my trip recently, as I've mentioned, I've been on the Empire Builder, the California Zephyr, Coast Starlight. They give you a menu. You literally can choose in the mornings between omelets, eggs, waffles, French toast, pancakes, coffee, tea, scones, orange juice, apple juice. Lunchtime, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, cheeseburgers, French fries, turkey clubs, salads. In the evening, fish, chicken, not to mention the steak is spectacular. And the dessert, amazing. Really, when it comes to meals and cuisine, the only items not included in meals when you are in a roomette or a bedroom would be any alcoholic beverages, as well as tips and gratuities for your waiter or waitress. That is it. So keep that in mind. By the way, also, if any of you have any special meal requests, any certain restrictions or certain requests of meals you need to have or would like to have, just let us or your local travel agent know, and we can make those accommodations for you. And speaking of us or your local travel agent, again, just a reminder, everyone, how to book any of these exciting packages, whether it's on the Empire Builder, whether it's on the California Zephyr or the Coast Starlight. Again, give us a call. Our phones are ringing off the hook. You can contact your local travel agent as well, who, again, can also help you with flights if you choose to fly to and or from, as well as the entire package, or certainly you can visit us online. Now, last but certainly not least, everyone, here is some of the exciting news I have to share with all of you. And I see we have a lot of questions coming in, which is good. So I'm going to save some time as well at the end to hopefully answer questions that you may have. So first and foremost, if you are a AAA member, you can save 10% on the rail portion of your trip, on any of these trips. Any of you that are over the age of 62, you can save up to 15% off on the rail portion of an Amtrak vacation package. And what does that mean? A package consists of rail, hotel, meal, sightseeing. So whatever the cost of the rail is, just the train, you can save up to 15% off if you're over the age of 62. Now, one thing to keep in mind, everyone, no 2 discounts are combinable. So it's only 1 discount applies per person, okay? But you'll always get the larger discount. So keep that in mind. Take a look here, though, everyone. Look at this. Children. Any of you that have children or grandchildren between the ages of 2 and 12, they can save up to 50% 50% off on the rail portion of a package. And I always kid around everyone, that is not a misprint. That is true. I don't remember seeing that type of discount on some of the airlines. You can take advantage of this, everyone, as I've done myself personally, because I have 3 children. They're all between the ages of 2 and 12. This is why I've traveled the last 4 years. And I will say, as many of you, I'm sure, may know yourselves, if you've traveled with your children or grandchildren, they love the train, everyone. They love it. All right? So why not consider traveling with your children or grandchildren on some of these great trains? And last but not least, military, first and foremost, thank you so much for your service. You also get a discount as well. But here's the exciting news, everyone. If you have your pens and paper, please feel free to take those out right now. This is the exciting news, everyone, okay? In almost my 5 years being here at Amtrak Vacations, we have never offered an offer like you're seeing right here, right now. And it just so happens today is the day it just started. And here's the thing, everyone, it only goes until the end of the day on next Friday. So as of right now, 9 a.m. this morning, this sale just opened up. And here's what it is, everyone. On any package that you are interested in booking, okay? Now, a package consists of a minimum of at least 3 components. So as long as it's the train, whether it's the Empire Builder, the Coast Starlight, the California Zephyr, as long as it has a train, a hotel, and either a sightseeing tour, a meal, it's got to have a minimum of at least 3 components, and it can be anywhere in the United States. If you upgrade to a roomette, everyone, it's only $99 extra per person. That is unheard of. We've never done it, and here's the thing, everyone, it's for any of you looking to travel in 2018. It only qualifies for trips in 2018. But as you can see, many of these trips are featuring some of the most beautiful national parks. This is the way you want to travel. Every time I've been on any of these trips, I've traveled on these trains. I've been to the national parks. You want to be in a roomette or a bedroom. Now, this special only applies to roomettes. It does not apply to a bedroom. But to upgrade from a coach seat to a roomette at only $99, folks, all you need to do is just give us a call or contact your local travel agent and book with a small deposit of anywhere from only $100 to $250, okay? $100 to $250, that's all the deposit is, and you'll be able to secure this $99 rate, again, as long as you upgrade to a roomette. So this $99 rate, you upgrade to a private roomette, sleeping accommodation. It started this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It only goes until the end of the day next Friday, October 6th. For any rail vacation package in 2018 in the United States, and this offer also includes all meals on board the train, as I mentioned, priority boarding, all right, priority dining, as I mentioned, as well as access to the train station, private lounge wherever it's available. So some of the major train stations, such as New York or Chicago, they'll have private lounges. So depending on what train station you're starting or ending, if there's a private lounge, you'll be able to take advantage of that as well. Folks, this is absolutely spectacular. We've never done anything like this at all in almost the 5 years I've been here. This is something not to miss out on, okay? And again, it only qualifies for any rail vacation packages in 2018. But here's the best news, everyone. We already have dates, rates, and prices ready now. Again, give us a call or contact your local travel agent who can help you put these exciting packages together. All right, everyone. So with that in mind, last but certainly not least, we have a winner to announce. However, before I announce today's winner, I see we have a lot of questions that have come in, so I want to thank you all. As I'm reading through the questions here today, everyone, feel free to ask any additional questions, okay? I will do my very best to answer as many as I can. Whichever ones I'm certainly not able to, again, our number is listed there. Certainly you can contact your local travel agent. They are spectacular. They'll help you any way they can, okay? So before I announce today's winner, let's open it up to some questions, all right? And again, thank you all so much. What a great turnout we have here today. So again, thank you very much. All right, so first one from Sharon. Are single supplements available? Absolutely, Sharon. So any of you looking to travel on your own, Absolutely. So many of our folks that travel with us do travel as singles, so we do have single supplement rates available. So again, depending on which train you're interested in and what package, just give us a call or your local travel agent, and they will tell you what the difference is on the price. Okay, let's see here. All right. Okay, good. Thank you, Jim. Let's see here. Okay, from Jana, did you say you can book flights into this package after the trip? So great question, Jana. So again, any of you that want to fly to and or from the starting and ending city, again, you can book your own flights or your local travel agent can book flights. We do not book flights ourselves, everyone. So again, you get to decide how you would like to get to and from any of these packages. All right, so let's see here. Okay. Okay, thank you. This is a great question. Is today's webinar being recorded? Yes, it is, everyone. So you'll all get a copy of today's pre-recorded webinar, so or presentation rather. Feel free to listen to it, share it with your friends and family. No worries at all. Okay, so next question from Anthony. You mentioned having free food. Is that only on the train, or does it also include at the hotel as well? Great question, Anthony. So again, free food on the train only applies when you are in either a roomette or a bedroom. All your meals are included for free, no extra charge. At the hotel, there is a cost. Some packages may include a breakfast or a dinner. So just depending on what train and what package you're interested in, you'll be able to see which ones also include a meal or two or three at the hotels. Okay, so great question, Anthony. Let's see. Next question from Michelle. Are the excursions listed with each of the packages included in the rate? Absolutely, Michelle. So at the end of each trip that I highlighted, all the different items that were listed as included or featured, those are included. So lots of hop-on, hop-off tours, sightseeing tours, those are all included. Okay, great question. Let's see. Next one from Maureen. Can you have connecting roomettes or bedrooms? Maureen, absolutely you can. Yes, you can have connecting roomettes or bedrooms. I'll tell you what a lot of folks do, and this is just a suggestion for everyone, Maureen. A lot of times they'll get roomettes or bedrooms across the hall from each other, but in particular roomettes. So then this way, if some beautiful scenery is on one side of the train, your family and friends can view it. If it's on the other side of the train, just depending on the different routes that you travel on and the different trains. So, but we could certainly get it in front or behind each other as well. You get to decide. Okay, great question. Next one from Sherilyn. Are the everyday discounts combinable with the $99 sleeper upgrade sale? Sherilyn, yes, absolutely. So you have a great opportunity here. Again, if any of you qualify for those everyday discounts, whether it's you're a AAA member, you're over the age of 62, you're military, or you have children ages 2 to 12, those are combinable with the $99 roomette upgrade. And again, that $99 only qualifies for a roomette. It does not qualify for a bedroom. However, every time I have traveled, everyone, I've always been in a roomette. I personally love being in a roomette because when I need to use the toilet or shower, I just walk right down the hall. And I've never really run into any issues at all of having to wait. There's always one available. And remember, anyone in roomettes, when you use the toilets and shower in the one sleeping car, the only people that have access to those toilets and showers are only the people in that one sleeping car with other roomettes and bedrooms. So definitely something to keep in mind. Okay, let's see. Maureen, I live in a huge Navy retirement area. Can they get the military rate too? Of course they can, Maureen. Yes. And please give them my best. Any of you joining us who are present or past military, thank you sincerely. Okay, these are great questions, everyone. Let's see. From Angel Hayes, can meals in the dining car be done with just myself and husband, or meals in the dining car limited to having to sit with other people? It is our 15th anniversary. We prefer to take our meals without guests. Absolutely you can. All you need to do is you just let the attendant know that you'd prefer to have a nice evening, a nice dinner on your own. What they may need to do is you may need to come either a little bit earlier or maybe a little bit later in the evening, just depending on when it's going to be a little bit slower. But you could possibly come during the prime time for dinner. But yes, any of you that want to eat on your own or prefer to eat on your own, you just let the attendant know, and he or she will be more than happy to help you with those accommodations. No worries at all. Okay, let's see. Is the deposit refundable, and how does your cancellation policy work? Great question. So just so everyone knows, whenever you book any of these trips, either giving us a call or contacting your local travel agent, definitely ask about the cancellation insurance. We offer one that basically it'll range in price anywhere from $40, $50 up to a couple $100, just depending on the size of the trip, but that allows any of you to cancel for any reason whatsoever. You do not need a doctor's notice right up until 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time business day prior, and you'll get a full refund back minus the cost of the cancellation waiver. Okay. Great question. Let's say, okay. Sherilyn, is the travel date changeable after deposit? Absolutely, Sherilyn. As long as there's space on the train, dates can be changeable. There may be a small fee in order to do that, or there certainly could be a difference in cost, because every day, every departure, every package could fluctuate with pricing. So, but yes, it is absolutely available as long as we have space. All right, let's see. Okay, great question, everyone. Okay, Tracy, is the flash sale applicable to someone needing an accessible wheelchair room? Great question, Tracy. Yes, so give us a call or certainly contact your local travel agent. I do know there are certain guidelines as far as how that works in other types of rooms. As I mentioned, bedrooms do not qualify for that $99 rate. I'm not sure exactly how handicap accessible rooms would qualify or work, but certainly contact us or your local travel agent who can let you know how that would possibly or possibly not apply. Let's see. Can you take your car on the train? Great question, Anil. We obviously they do have the auto train. All right. So the 3 trains that I featured here today do not allow cars on board the train, but there is a train known as the auto train, which leaves from Lorton, Virginia, which is right outside Washington, D.C., and travels down to Sanford, Florida, which is right outside Orlando, and that is the only train in the Amtrak system where you can bring a car as well. Great question. Let's see. Next one. Chris, can you extend your stay in a national park beyond the days included in the package? Absolutely, Chris. And I want to mention this to everyone because, again, this is more of a reminder. Every trip that I highlighted here today, or any trip that you see online on AmtrakVacations.com, any trip can be customized to be as long or as short as you would like. All right. So if you want to add extra days in the national parks, absolutely, Chris. And that applies to any of you as well. So keep that in mind. That is great. Let's see. How many people are included in a package? So the prices that everyone saw today, these are based per person, double occupancy. So it's basically 2 people inside of a room. So that $99 roomette upgrade rate is per person, okay? The prices that you saw at the end of each package, those are based, again, on double occupancy per person, so 2 to a room. So for those of you traveling as a single, no worries at all. We'd be more than happy to help you along with your travel agent. Just, give us a call and we'll tell you what the difference in prices would be. Let's see. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's see. That's it. The garlic restaurant I spoke about. Thank you so much, Darnell. Yes, it's called the Stinking Rose. That was in San Francisco, everyone. Again, that's where my wife and I went. It was, like I said, even the ice cream. Imagine that, everyone. Let's see. Carolyn, can we use Amtrak points to book? So great question. So Amtrak points cannot be used to book into any package. However, you can earn Amtrak points. So guest rewards. You can earn guest rewards points by booking any of these packages. So you definitely can earn points, which is great. Let's see. Annalie, are the hotel prices included in the package? Yes, they are. So all the prices that I listed, not only they're based in coach seating on board the train, but the hotels, they're based in our 3-star property. So Holiday Inn, as an example, with giving you the option to upgrade if you choose to a Westin, a Sheraton, a Hilton, a Marriott. Again, you get to decide depending on what your budget is and what style hotels you'd like to stay at. Let's see here. Next, good question, Julie. Is there an increased concern for motion sickness versus flying? I have to say, I've been on multiple trains. I've met a lot of folks that fly who also travel the country by train, and for the most part, everyone's been pretty good. What I always say, though, in a case like that, just ask your own primary care doctor and see if he or she would recommend that you take anything before or during your trip. You know yourselves the best. You certainly want to make sure you're comfortable, but the trains they're pretty relaxing, smooth, and I think you'll just have such a great time. All right, so Magdi, how many days before the trip should I book? Well, everyone, I'm going to go back for a minute because I think that's a great question. The time to book truly is now. And again, these trips only apply for 2018, but they only apply if you book anytime from today until the end of the day next Friday, October 6th. And again, all you need to do is give us a call or contact your local travel agent and book with a small deposit of only $100 to $250 per person, depending on which train and which package you're interested in. Again, as long as you upgrade to a roomette, we'll honor the $99 rate. So make a long story short, Maggie, the time to book is now for next year, certainly if you want to take advantage of that $99 rate. Okay. Great questions, everyone. Thank you. Let's see. Deborah, going to Portland next July, staying one night. Any hotel suggestions? Deborah, great question. We have so many hotels that we contract with. As I mentioned, in all the major cities and destinations, we use a range of 3, 4, up to 5-star hotels. So again, it could be hotels such as Holiday Inn, up to Hilton, Marriott, Sheraton, Westin, even in some cases Fairmont, Ritz-Carlton, Sheraton's. Okay, again, you get to decide, but we have a selection of them. So again, give us a call or ask your local travel agent, and they'll let you know. Let's see. Next question from Martha: what happens to our luggage when we're on and off the train tour? Great question, Martha. I can tell you firsthand, what'll happen is when I departed from Chicago on my train recently, everyone, I had a big luggage. Again, you're allowed up to 2 pieces of luggage up to 50 pounds each, free of charge. So what I did, and what I encourage all of you to do, especially when you're overnighting, which these 3 trains do, whether it's Empire Builder, Coast Starlight, or California Zephyr, is take a small carry-on bag with you for the evening or for 2 evenings. Put in your toiletries, a change of clothes, of course, right? What you want to wear to bed, anything that you will need for 1 or 2 nights, and you can check in your luggage. So then when you arrive at the next city during the overnight journey and get off the train, you'll get off just like I did. You go right to the check-in desk, and they'll have your luggage there waiting for you. That's a very easy process, and as many of you may know, a lot of these train stations are very small. So you're not having to walk through an entire building to go from one terminal to another terminal. They're really easy. They're small. They're very convenient. All right, so you'll have a nice, easy experience on that, and that's how it works. You can always check your luggage on and off, but again, always bring a small carry-on bag with you in your roomette or bedroom. All right, let's see. Good question. Darnell, I'm interested in doing a cross-country tour including 12 cities. Is this possible with the vacation package? Absolutely. Again, any trips can be customized to be as long or as short as you want and include as much or as little as you want. Okay, everyone, I see we have a ton of questions here. I'm not going to be able to get to all the questions, everyone, because today's webinar is scheduled for exactly 1 hour. So what I want to encourage all of you is any questions I did not get a chance to answer, please pick up the phone, give us a call, contact your local travel agent. Anyone of them can help you with any of these requests. But most importantly, everyone, this special you don't want to miss out on. Again, I've never seen this in almost my 5 years being here, and it only goes until the end of next week. All right, so if you want to travel any way you've ever dreamed of in the United States, onboard Amtrak, as long as you upgrade to a roomette, it'll only be $99 per person. So with that in mind, the winner of today's $100 Amtrak Vacations gift certificate is Pamela Berggren. Pamela Berggren, congratulations. You are today's winner of our $100 Amtrak Vacations gift card. Congratulations. More than anything, everyone, sincerely, on behalf of myself and Amtrak Vacations, I want to just say thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation as much as I enjoyed presenting. And again, if we didn't get to your questions, everyone, please pick up the phone, give us a call, visit your local travel agent, call your local travel agent, especially if you want to take advantage of this amazing flash sale offer. Thank you all so much, everyone. We look forward to seeing you, your friends, and family on board soon with Amtrak Vacations. Take care.